Alright, guys, so welcome to the PF Music Podcast. This is your host, Pablo Ruiz Vargas. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and Rumble channel. If you're new to my channel, you listen to the podcast in Anchor.fm, make sure that you just give it a play or share with your friends or family. I'm gonna really appreciate it. This is episode 140. This is your host, Pablo Ruiz Vargas. Topic of today: the shiny object syndrome. Shiny object syndrome. I don't know if you guys have heard that before, but this is a term that been just encountering when I started working with affiliate marketing and a lot of things. I think it was John Cristani. He was talking about this, the shiny object syndrome. By that time, we were talking about emails. When you go to emails, you will see a lot of different emails coming in, and in reality, all those emails, they're trying to get your attention, so you get out of, focus, so you get distracted. But let's just define what is the shiny object syndrome. So it's called SOS. It's a pop culture psychological concept where people focus on a shiny new object. In other words, whatever is the most current, trendy, or the latest concept, regardless of how valuable or helpful it may ultimately be. Now, in entrepreneurs, right, or motivational areas, or more syndrome, right? YouTube channel, because you want to listen to motivational stuff, and all of a sudden you see a video trending about puppies being cut by a Korean lady or something like that. They look like a ball. That's a shiny object. So that thing is being distracting you from your goal, which is to go and just watch the motivational video. That's my case, right? So what I do is just basically just go straight over it. Most of the time I already have motivational first video, that's it. I don't even look, because I do suffer that. I do suffer the shiny object syndrome. Every time that I go to my emails list, I have that thing. Every time that I just uploading my videos, I have that thing. Every time that I'm just even playing piano, I have that thing, right? That shiny object syndrome is always attacking me. When I'm going to the gym, I'm just looking around instead of just walking forward, right? When I'm just in the gym and I'm just working out and I'm just watching my phone, right? All those things are the shiny object syndrome. So what did that cause, right? First, it caused inability to finish. Why it's so bad, right? Because first of all, inability to finish a project, inability to finish things that you were supposed to do, right? You procrastinate these things so long because all the shiny objects are trying to get your attention, you cannot finish a project. Another one is poorly plan your ideas and trying to direct them. So all of a sudden, because you've been procrastinating, 5 minutes before that idea of that project, of that whatever, you wasted your time. So therefore, you don't have time to do those things, right? So all of a sudden, your planning is poorly, everything's poorly, and you're gonna perform poorly because simply you having time to just plan because you were distracted all the time. Sorry for that. Another one is burning through cash. So because you procrastinated, you just left things open, now you want to compensate by investing in bad ideas. Okay, so you try to just go through the chase, shortcuts. You try to do a lot of things that you're not supposed to do. So therefore, you start procrastinating things, and all of a sudden, because time is not something you can get back, you want to put money into it to just compensate for all that time that you lost, right? You want to compensate, right? Confusing your staff. This one's very important. And this is because if you're a boss, right, or you're someone, higher up, you cannot give directions. You always use your phone. You know how unprofessional it looks when someone's in their phone? Sometimes I do Uber and I do pickups. It is so unprofessional when I see people at McDonald's working with their phone, swiping in, swiping out. It is so unprofessional. They cannot even focus on you. People, you cannot focus on their phone and your customers. You can't do that. So me and my wife, we were at Walmart, buying the tree and everything, Christmas stuff, and all of a sudden we see a lady talking on the phone, right? And I had to give props for the manager because what happened was she saw the staff talking on the phone and she called her and said, "Hey, are you on your shift?" And she said, "Yes." This is the warning. You're not supposed to just talk on your phone when you're working. One more, you're fired. I like that, right? You holding people accountable because of bad behaviors, right? The phone is a distraction. If you don't know how to utilize it, will eat you, right? The phone should be used for the phone, right? If you're not doing money, you're not using business, you're not learning, leave it out of your way, okay? It's a distraction. You cannot do two things at the same time. You cannot text and drive, even when you think you can just do it. You cannot do it, right? Shining objects and performing are not two things. You cannot do both things at the same time. Okay. Now, why am I talking about this? Because I certainly suffer from that. Sometimes I have too many shiny objects and I don't know what to do. Or sometimes I think I know what to do, but all of a sudden that shiny object is there, right? Distractions are something that just trigger our dopamine senses, right? And want to make sure that for some reason we just give attention to those things, right? You're supposed to read, but all of a sudden there's hundreds of things that you do. You need to clean your restroom. You need to clean your room. You need to just give food to the baby. All these excuses that never was an excuse, but all of a sudden they are excuses. Okay. Now, the ability that I encountered for me to be able to just handle these things is simply cutting those things that trigger that response. Example, I don't hang out with my phone that much time, or if I'm working, okay, doing Uber, I'll put my phone. If I'm just doing dials, that'll be the only time I'm using the metronome. That's it. If I'm not using my phone for those things, I should not have my phone with me. I don't sleep with my phone close to me either. My phone is just in the living room and I'm in the room. That's it, right? When I'm practicing piano, right? Not only if I'm listening to work, right? Of course, I'm practicing piano. It's only for metronome. And when people call me, I'm just practicing the instrument because I don't have a lot of time. And also, when I wake up in the morning, make sure that I look for those motivational videos, motivational stuff, and I just on that track. Anything else, right? There's a shiny object. I don't pay attention to it, right? So YouTube is one of my causes. All the distractions. What else? Spending too much time with the family. That's another one. When my mom and my father from Puerto Rico wanna call me, that's another one, right? So I just put those things far away, where they're not making me go closer to my goals. They're not being part of my goals. Okay. Things need a balance, right? A balance means that you need time for your things, right? You need time to make sure things happen for you, not for others, right? Because they happen for you, others can benefit from it, right? If those things are distractions, you have to get them all your way. If you get them all the way, you win, they win. Does that make sense? I think it does. Emails. If you go to your emails, you having thousands and millions of emails coming in, and you're clicking through all of them, shiny object. If you're supposed to respond to one of your emails, like 2 days ago, but you every time that you go there, right, you'll be distracted by it. Why? Because you have a lot of emails, people trying to get your attention. That's the truth. If you have people trying to get your attention, it's hard for you to make sure that you get your stuff done. Imagine you being in New York, Manhattan, right? And let's say you have cash. You have a lot of cash and you want to spend that cash. And you go to Times Square, okay? You get inside Times Square and you have jewelry, coffees. You have hundreds of things. people trying to sell you phones right there, right? Right there and there. You only have so much cash that everyone want that cash right away. What do you think is gonna happen? You need to get to the train. You don't have a lot of time. You have to go to Connecticut, right? And your boss is just, you know, 5 minutes away for departing. What happened? If everybody start just trying to sell you something, you'll be distracted by it, right? So therefore, you're not gonna get to your destination unless you take all those distractions away and you just keep moving forward without giving attention. One simple attention that you give them, right, is enough. If enough to be a victim of it. Simply attention, a simpler attention that you give them is enough for them to get your attention. Simpler. Why? Because I do it myself. I'm a salesman, right? When I'm doing cold calls and customers they act rude, rightly so, I don't get affected by it. I just pile through. When I pile through, I get their attention. Now we're talking, right? See, I was the little how they call it, the shiny object right there, right? I'm just saying, right? It can, if you know where you at, right, you can move your checkers correctly, okay? All right, guys. With this is music podcast. Make sure that you subscribe to